Now. Hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I'm so excited to welcome you to Fierce Friday. This is where we gather together every Friday, the Million Mom Movement community and council. I'm joined by my beautiful council members, Taz Ferreira, Carmela Velarde, Naiva Flore, and Jody Parker. And today we are business focused, and I'm so excited to be interviewing two-star crown Michelle Boersma, who you are going to love. If you do not know her already, you are definitely going to get to know her today. And before we dive into that interview, we have just a little bit of business that we need to take care of. I'd love to invite Carmela to please read our pledge. Thank you so much, Carm.
Thank you, Steph. Thanks everyone for being on today. So we're in a business-focused Zoom. We alternate health and business. So just know that we at the Million Mom Movement have a pledge. And this pledge grounds us. It gives us an intention of what we're all about. So in order to move the movement and grow the movement for your business, share it. You know, it's a huge tenet, I think, of activism that we have that's built in. So I'm going to share screen and show you how to get there. But when you get to our website, you're going to go to join. Sometimes people don't know where to go and just scroll down. And I love that it's about intention because we all come every week with intention. So say this along with me. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free from man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I'm committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement, and this means every caregiver, every person has a mom too, so you could share it with every person who's consciously, supporting others. And I actually framed mine and put it right in front of my dining table. So if I have guests, I talk about it. And it's good to have in your kitchen, I think. So I pass the word on to everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carmela. Yes, we are a movement of many, and we mean business. And to that end, last week, if you were able to join us live, we had the founder of the Detox Project, Henry Rollins, with us, sharing all about his current report, all about glyphosate. It was launched in February of this year. And we did some wonderful comparative analysis between the report from 6 years ago and the report this year. And one of the things that that Henry shared at the very end of our Fierce Friday last week is that we have a call to action. And I wanted to call on our beloved Naiva Flore, our social media maven, to share a little bit about that call to action, because it's going to have an impact, and I'm really excited about it.
Hey, thank you so much, Steph. So yeah, amazing call to action. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so we can see some of the brands. What he's asking us to do is go on Instagram specifically and go to the brands. I think this is a great list to start with from the most recent article, but it's important to also think of brands that we love that contain glyphosate in it and be the voice for those things that we want to feed our families and our children, right? I just found out that like Annie's mac and cheese that my kids love has a high parts per billion of glyphosate in it. Who knew? It's organic. I thought it was a good brand. Little did I know, Annie's is not that great. So you can see right here, there's also Annie's gluten-free cookies is on the list. So I will probably be campaigning towards asking Annie's to become glyphosate-free, but it is a subsidiary of General Mills, which also produces Cheerios and so many other children's snacks. So it's good to know the source of these foods, which there's lists that can guide us there. But these are the top ones on the most recent article. So if you're somebody that loves Cheerios, let's go ahead and let General Mills know that we want them to remove glyphosate from their ingredients in these snacks. And the list goes on. And this article is, this article right here is the older article from 2016, which actually has the brands and the parts per billion. And so this is glyphosate unsafe on any plate. And then we have the second article. This is the more recent one, excuse me. And this one has the stores that sell the brand or the stores that carry these brands. And so this gives you a little bit more of an idea. If you shop at Whole Foods, maybe you want to let them know that their whole wheat sandwich bread, it has over 1,000 parts per billion of glyphosate in it. So what we want to do, the call to action was to really reach out to the companies that have these ingredients, that are using these ingredients, and let them know that you care, let them know that you would like them to remove glyphosate from the popular foods that we love or that our family loves. And so you can see here the list of the foods, the parts per billion, and then also the stores that carry them. So this can be helpful if there's certain brands that you see here that you use. Maybe you shop at natural grocers. The red lentils that are non-GMO actually contain parts per billion, 144 parts per billion of glyphosate in it. So this is a really great list. Going down the list, another one I recognize is Bob's Red Mill. And again, a brand that I thought you could trust. It has the non-GMO label, but it still has some glyphosate in it. So just go down the list, reach out to the ones you really care about. And as a movement, all of us will be able to get a hold of as many of these brands as possible and just plant that seed of hope that they can switch their ingredients to better ingredients. And customers are always right. So let's go out there. Let's be a voice to be reckoned with, and let's let them know what we want. Thank you. Back to you, Steph.
Thank you so much, Naiva. I want to just underscore some of what Naiva said. When we're on Instagram leaving these questions, comments, we want to do so with love. Okay. I'm not a fan of cancel culture. And if we're going to create the world that we want to live in, we've got to do it with love. And so I just want you to be that representative of the Million Mom movement on Instagram. And we are going to force the hand. We are going to speak deliberately and with clear intention about what we want, but we're going to do it with love. That's how we're going to change the dominant paradigm. And I also wanted to just underscore that those levels that Naiva was showing you on those current brands and those current products, those are unacceptable levels of glyphosate. Absolutely unacceptable. And when you look at glyphosate unsafe on any plate from 2016 and you compare it to what we're currently witnessing, it's absolutely unacceptable. And that's sort of like the foundation, the rootedness that I want you all to have when we are doing this Instagram action. Okay, I'm gonna hop off my soapbox. Okay, so let's welcome our special guest. Oh my goodness. We are welcoming two-star crown Michelle Boersma to Fierce Friday. She is a mother of 3. She has homeschooled her children for the past 18 years, which I think is a remarkable feat in and of itself. She was a professional photographer for almost 2 decades. And she has been on her own health journey, which I'm excited for you to share about that, Michelle. She currently is a full-time caregiver. And here's something really interesting. She ranked 2-star crown within 16 months, you guys. 16 months. Her lineage is powerful and deserves mentioning. I was just learning about it. She is, her upline is Christine Roseberry, 5-star crown, Crown Christine Roseberry, 5-star crown Melissa Hansen, and 4-star crown Sonia Magruder, all superstars in our company. So welcome, Michelle. We are so grateful to have you here with us today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. You and Carmela and Tass, Jody, Naiva, what you guys are every week consistently doing for the collective, it's a beautiful thing. So thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. And thank you for that. It's we're all doing it because we love it, right, ladies? It's who we are. So in chatting with you as we were prepping for today's Zoom, I loved your story about how you found out about Purium. Will you share about that?
I will, yes. Let me give you a little background. I am a mama, and I wish I knew then what I know now, because I have all grown children. 32, 29, and 26 are my kids' ages. And I really tried to be a healthy mama and to have healthy foods in the house. But I was raised with an extremely unhealthy diet. My parents are beautiful people, but I'm going to be very transparent today, because I feel like a lot of us have this in common, that we were raised on processed foods. We were raised on fast food. We were raised on soda and pretty much everything from a package. And I also, my parents are amazing people, but they come from such tremendous dysfunction that food was therapy instead of fuel in my house growing up. So I saw the fallout my entire childhood of poor choices. I could make that connection, because not only were my parents already suffering, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, everyone with type 2 diabetes. I was myself diagnosed with an autoimmune disease very young. I started having tumors and cysts removed when I was 18 months old. My mother was diagnosed with mixed connective tissue disease when I was 11. My life has been really centered around hospital after hospital. I've been caregiving all my life. I have no brothers and sisters, so my plate has been very full when it comes to a lot of medical emergencies, crises, situations. And so much of what I've seen and what I'm dealing with now as a full-time caregiver, it was preventable. It was absolutely preventable. I was told I would have the sugar, or type 2 diabetes. That's what my family calls it from the South, because that's what our family has. Not understanding, but having a light bulb moment around the age of 14 or 15. No, I don't have to be like this. I can do something better and different. And maybe I can help my family to do something different. So I've tried. And I've done a lot of different things throughout my life. I've taken more of a holistic approach because my family has lived on the prescription treadmill. When I started caretaking full-time 2 years ago for my dad, he was on 16 prescriptions. So I wanted to do something different. However, what I was doing wasn't enough. And there was a lot of deprivation, and I couldn't have this and I couldn't have that, and it wasn't sustainable. And I am a horrible migraine sufferer since I was a young person. So I was thin, I tried to be active, but I was miserable. The anxiety out of control, not able to sleep, not able to get through my day, living on caffeine, sadly. And I just happened to be on Instagram, and I saw someone that is dear to me, Lauren Marcial. She grew up with my children. We homeschooled her mom, and we homeschooled all 6 kids together for most of the 18 years of their upbringing. And she's a registered nurse now, and she was shaking a green shake. She was doing a boomerang, and that is not like her. So I reached out to her. And I'm like, what is this all about? What are you doing? And she introduced it to me, and my life has changed drastically. I finally found the missing puzzle piece of what my body needed. This whole glyphosate issue, I knew nothing about that. I remember Jody Parker. I have her recording. I have sent it to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people about glyphosate when I first started with Purium. I was blown away, and it's my passion. This is my passion, because if I was to ask each one of you today, if you knew that today was your last day of life, what would you do today? What would your last day be? I guarantee that most of us would say we would want to be with those that we love. And when we get that is connected directly to what we're consuming, our nutrition or lack thereof, people don't make that connection, and we need to help them make that connection. I've lost too many in my family young, all because of dietary damage, what I call nutritional abuse. When we hear the word abuse, it makes us cringe. And yet, this is a form of that, nutritionally speaking. We're hurting ourselves, and either we don't know, or we know and we don't know what to do. And that's where we all come in. It is a beautiful, it's an honor, it's a privilege to give families an option to live better, to live longer, to have more time together, to have more quality time. And when I see my last few years living in the ICU, when I see some of the tragic things that have happened with those that I love that were preventable, that is the fuel to my fire to help other people. So that's a little bit of a nutshell of how I came to Purium.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all of that. I felt a little bit emotional listening to you. It's like your heart is, you're so clearly a servant leader. You're such a beautiful representative of this company. And I really felt that when I met you at Diamond Club 2 weeks ago. I was just like, wow, she's an earth angel. It was just clear as day. So let's talk about what happened leading up to you finding Purium, because you mentioned to me the other day that you lost your job due to COVID. Will you speak about that?
Yes, it was kind of the perfect storm, actually. My health had hit an all-time low. I have always been extremely athletic and into sports. I wasn't able to anymore for several years. What energy I did have, I worked as a full-time photographer and a wedding photographer, which is very physically taxing. I was really struggling, but it's what I've done and I loved it. But COVID happened. Within the same week that we went on lockdown, my father had 3 small strokes and I lost all of my work. And anybody that's in the wedding industry knows that March through October is our time. And that's when COVID began. And so everything that I had lined up was gone in a matter of a few days. And some contracts had been signed 2 and 3 years out, but everything was gone like that. And I had to move back to Southern California and become a full-time caregiver. So when this was, I'm so grateful that this was offered to me, this option. And that's something I want to say. We are giving people an option. Please do not hold back from doing that. This changes people's lives. Do not prejudge people. Let them make the decision, because if someone hadn't given me this opportunity, things would be very, I'll get very emotional. Things would be very different today for me and my family. So please be proud of the fact that you can offer this to other people. And even though I started this as a health journey for myself and my family, very quickly, I want to shout this from the rooftops. So my business took off. I have no experience with multi-level marketing. I knew absolutely nothing about it. The few things through the years I had heard, I just dismissed. They were based on ignorance. I didn't understand it. But what I did know is that this is something that I desperately need for my health and my financial health as well. And I want to empower others to live better and to live longer and to have their own business should they choose, like I am. So that's how the business was born. And it took off because I duplicated I duplicated the recipe. There's a
Mhm.
recipe, and that's how it began.
Yes, there is. So, Diamond in 6 weeks. Will you talk to us about that achievement? Because that's quite remarkable. Yeah. Take notes, everyone. I hope you've got your pen and paper.
So I didn't know what diamond meant. I didn't know, like I said, anything about this type of business model. But I did know that I love helping other people. That is what I live and breathe. So I had to right away do some mindset work. And I'm very appreciative that Purium offers us a lot of personal development, which we can go into that in a minute. But I, for myself, the whole social media aspect, I didn't like it. And when I heard that I needed to do that, with my personality, my anxiety, people think I'm an extrovert. I am not. To think I'm used to being on the other side of the camera. No one hears me, no one sees me. That's where I'm comfortable. So a quick realization that this is not about Michelle Boersma being comfortable. I have to take the focus off of myself and start thinking about helping other people. And so I did that very quickly within the first 2 days, because I was told I needed to do widen your reach. And I needed to use this platform to educate others. Well, I didn't even know what I was doing. I said glyphosate. But you know what? I just went for it. And I went for it with all my heart. And I shared the fact that I'm starting this journey. I value life and family and time together, and I want more of that. And I invited people to join with me, and even just out of curiosity. And so that resonated with those on Instagram in particular. And I started inviting from week one, day one, people to Zooms and to learn about the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And so that's how I ended up with 9 brand partners in the first month. And I did connect calls because I didn't know what I was doing. So that was really important to have my upline on so that I could learn, have the third-party validation, and immediately start growing a team. And I was very transparent. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that this is a business of integrity and respect and kindness, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm honored that you're with me on this journey, and we're going to learn together. And so that's how I hit diamond in 6 weeks, was immediately bringing on brand partners.
So, leading with the business, Michelle.
Yes. Well, my posts were more health related, inviting them to the Zoom, and then immediately asking them to do a connect call if they attended the Zoom.
Okay.
And if they couldn't attend the Zoom, then sending them the recording and then setting up a connect call with them. And of course, part of that conversation is the business. I always talk about the total transformation, the health and the wealth. And I give every single client the opportunity for both. I never, ever prejudge anybody.
Yeah, that's really powerful right there. Not trying to hide that there's a business opportunity or speak less about it, or it's just like balanced messages, Leslie Zahn would say, So
Yeah, that's a big deal because to be honest with you, when everybody's different, when it was presented to me, I was looking for health. Even though I needed the business, I was so overwhelmed and so weighed down that to think about starting a business was a very daunting thought for me at that moment. But because I responded, I went ahead and signed up and thought, I'll try, but I don't know. But because my body responded in a very, in a profound way quickly to this lifestyle, that's where I was like, oh my goodness, I have more energy. My anxiety is reducing. My inflammation is, wow, what's going on? Okay, I got to share this. So thankfully, Lauren, had introduced both, because if she had only talked about health, I wouldn't be here as a 2-star crown.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you duplicated that and achieved diamond. And then let's go through the colored diamond experience, like on the road to crown. Will you talk us through how that happened for you, and how, you use the term leader of leaders the other day. So will you talk about how, and I got to witness it at Diamond Club, you guys, like she had her whole team stand up and name them by name and name what they'd achieved. And it was just this beautiful moment of like appreciation and accolades. And I was like, oh, it made me so happy to see you do that. So will you talk about how you've been raising your leaders on your team?
That was a moment that, it melts my heart. It was a dream come true. So the term leader, when I first heard that, I was kind of like, ooh, I cannot imagine that was more mindset work for me, because that really just means you're helping more people. That's how we have to look at it. By example, right? Not just, that's a boss tells you what to do. A servant leader shows you what to do. And I'm so grateful for Christine Roseberry, because this theme that she created for her team, that I'm one of the legs on, is leader of leaders. And she talked very openly about how this is a must. That's where, first of all, your long game is. That's where your time freedom is going to come from. This is a freedom-based business. That's one of the wonderful things that comes with this, is when you have leaders and they have leaders and they have leaders, not just one superstar that has to work 7 days a week all day long, but empowering other people to lead their own teams. So that was instilled in me. I saw her doing it, and I wanted to duplicate that. And so, for instance, I'm looking right now as I'm talking to Tammy Hauk. She's on this call with me. And I have so many on my team like her that they've done the work. Now, when Tammy started, and I don't think Tammy will mind me sharing, Tammy lives on Maui. She's a blue. She is all heart and loves people. She's had a house cleaning business that she has run for several years. To see her start this health journey, and which translated into a business, and to see the mindset work that she did and how it affected her confidence and her, she's not a different person. It was always there, but she now believes it. And to be a part of all of these women being empowered to not only feel better, but now to be the CEO of their own company, their own business. That's something I just didn't even realize in the beginning. Someone's at my door. I don't know if you can hear that. Hold on, Stephanie. You got to give me a second.
Absolutely. It's real life, right? Oh my gosh. Maybe Tammy, you want to come off mute and just share a little bit? Can we unmute Tammy Hauk? Danielle? Yeah, here. Oh, shoot.
There we go. Can
Oh,
you hear
there.
me?
Yeah. Great. Hi, Tammy. Lovely
Hi.
to have you here.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you at Diamond Club too.
Likewise. Yeah. I'm so glad you're able to come off mute. Yeah. You want to speak a little bit about the personal transformation that you've gone through, and then we'll go right back to Michelle.
Oh my goodness, it's been huge. I have suffered from bad health my whole entire life, and it was at a very low point.
Mhm.
And Michelle was on my Connect call. She was the person that I heard speak at the informational Zoom. And she was on the Connect call, and the fact that we had gone through similar health experiences in life. When I say bad health for a long time, 34 years of not knowing what is going on with my body. When she presented the business to me, at first I was like, okay. I was also coming off of my business ended in one day, and I had pandemic assistance coming in, but that was ending. My business wasn't back to full speed, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I was talking with my family. I knew that I needed something that provided residual income, that I could take care of myself without taxing my body. So when Michelle brought this up at the Connect call, I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And when I looked at the ingredients of everything that Purium provides, I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. So it was just beautiful, and it's just exploded from there.
Awesome. Oh, it's so great to hear your voice. So glad you're able to join us. Awesome. All right. Back to you, Michelle. I see you're back.
So sorry. Sorry about that. So yes, I mean, case in point, but what Tammy just shared, when I started this journey, I was just focused so much on helping others with their health, but always offering the business. But being able to empower these women to be entrepreneurs, that has just been absolutely mind-blowing to me. So that's why, yeah, when I started naming off red diamond, blue diamond, green diamond, black diamond, these women all have a story. And I know everyone here on this Zoom, we all have a story. And it's beautiful to share those stories, even though it takes some vulnerability, and to see that we're not alone on this journey. And if we plug into the trainings, we aren't just professional note takers, we actually hold up that mirror and work on ourselves, that will translate into our business, and we can help more people in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautiful. So just to sort of extrapolate what you've been sharing about here in regards to Tammy and the other leaders on your team, they started duplicating what you'd been shown, which is to learn how to become a leader, and then they would become a leader for their own teams. And so they rose underneath you, and which of course catapulted you to 2-star. So, you were on Leslie Zan the other night, and I was also really struck by that presentation. I'm sure many who were on Tuesday night will agree with me. The system that you, the rhythm of three, UBT and the rhythm of three, that was profoundly impactful to me and to my team. And then also coupled with, just like what you did at Diamond Club, just really elevating everyone and cheering them on and acknowledging them. So there's just some facets, if you would just underscore a little bit, that have really been part and parcel of your rise, the way that your team culture, I guess, if you could just speak to that a little bit.
It's truly a family. There's no way you can be a loner in this business. You can only progress and grow as an entrepreneur with the power of others helping you to do that. It's a group effort. It's a team effort. And I feel that really connecting with your upline, with your brand partners, with your sidelines. That's something, Christine Roseberry is my upline. Melissa Hansen, Sonia Magruder. I am so grateful for all of them and their training. But even the other legs under Christine Roseberry, we help each other. And everyone is working for the collective. So that has been a beautiful, beautiful blessing, because everyone has something to offer. They may not realize it, but once they're in a safe space and they can contribute, and I know, we live in a world that is extremely competitive, and a lot of times in the corporate world, it's ugly and it's unkind and it's backstabbing and it's drama. And this is so refreshing, what we have created, because it's truly sharing the successes, the ups and the downs, the ebb and the flow, and really caring about each other and helping each other. So that's a big part of it. Yes, shouting out your team, understanding their story, understanding what they're dealing with on a daily basis. I don't care if they're 3 layers down or 4 layers down or 5 layers down or 6 layers down. You need to know who they are and where they're coming from. And take the time to have strategy calls with your team. Take the time to do connect calls with your team. And then, of course, you're training leaders and they're doing that too. Duplicated. Go deep and go wide. And the UBT, these tools that Purium has given us, they cannot be dismissed or downplayed. They're the backbone of this business. So for myself, the UBT, when I started, that is what propelled me, bringing on brand partners, me hitting the UBT over and over and over, promo, the rhythm of 3 and the rhythm of 10, and then it being duplicated by my brand partners, and then being duplicated by their brand partners. When you start stacking that type of those points and those bonuses, it's just absolute fuel on the fire. So even if you've been doing this a while and maybe maybe your warm market it's a little slower now, that's okay. There's always people to talk to, always have your antennas up. But those that you bring on new brand partners. If you don't have a regular infusion of fresh, you're going to get stuck. And then you're going to toggle back. It is all dependent on bringing on new brand partners and your brand partners doing the same. And the way you're going to do that is plugging into the trainings, making use of UBT, making use of Widen Your Reach. And like you said, Stephanie, it's a culture. If you're on my team, this is what we do, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is non-negotiable. And I think that's also important, that we don't bring people on out of desperation. We bring people on that are like-minded, that truly want to run and give this a go and are coachable. If someone is like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing social media. No, I don't have time for those trainings. Think long and hard whether that is what you're looking for on your team.
Right.
Yeah, I'll stop there. I could keep blabbing. So
Well, we're gonna open it up to the field for Q&A in a moment here, but I would really love for you to speak a little bit about, so you've gone from wedding photographer to 2-star crown. Will you talk about the personal development that you've done in terms of, and what supported you to get to where you are now? Because as we know, Michelle, this is personal development with a compensation plan, right? And no matter where you go, there you are. And so will you speak to the journey that you've been on? And if you have a question for Michelle, you can start to go ahead and raise your hand now, and then I can call on you. But yeah, will you talk a little bit about that? And if you want to speak more about your team and what that's meant for your team too, I would love to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay. Yeah, this business holds up a giant mirror. And the trainings, like Leslie Zann's trainings, giant mirror. And I felt like it's interesting because if you'd asked me a couple years ago, I felt I was a very positive person. I really wasn't. I've learned a lot about myself, and there's been a lot of light bulb moments regarding my own mindset that if I didn't work on, I wouldn't be here. So really listening to the trainings, doing the work, not just hearing it. Knowledge, they say knowledge is power. It's not unless you do something about it. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. So when we hear the things that we should be working on, for me, it was, we all self-sabotage. I had a lot of mindset work to do, like I said, regarding social media, because I suffer from anxiety since I was a child. I was actually put in the hospital at the age of 8 for several weeks because of colitis due to massive amounts of anxiety and traumas as a child. To be on here speaking is all because of mindset work, serious hardcore mindset work since I started this business. This is not something that would have ever been, it's still not easy for me. When I went up on the stage at Diamond Club, I'm just like, again, trying to just don't think about yourself, think about everybody else. Think about everybody else. It's very, very difficult, but the mindset work is helping me to have the proper attitude and perspective. We all tend to just think about ourselves so much, what's comfortable, and you can't be in this business if you're only going to do what feels comfortable. We have to become comfortable with what is very uncomfortable. Right. And we have to change. That's part of transformation. And you can't grow without change. It's not possible. So this has definitely helped me to work on me. And that translates into your relationships with others on a personal level, that how you feel about yourself, how you feel about maybe past situations, other things you've gone through. It translates into your business, how you treat your team, being the upline that you, maybe you don't have an upline that you felt you clicked with or whatever, then be the upline you wish you had. It really is, yes, a lot of mindset work, and consistently. It's a consistent thing that we need to do, because we all have our comfort zones that we kind of gravitate back to. And if we're plugging in all the time and doing the work, then it's gonna keep us moving forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then my last question is there any resource or any course or any book or anything that would really helped you at all, or people? Was it your upline that really supported you in your own mindset shifts, or was it what you learned from Leslie? I'm just curious.
For me, it was, I would have to say, a lot from my upline and from Leslie Zann. And I also, I've tried to make use of Leslie as much as I can, and the things that she's written. But yeah, it really, Purium has given us the tools to be successful. So I would say I'm very grateful to Leslie, because some of the things that I've never missed never missed a call in a year and a half, ever. And even if I had to watch the recording, and that has really helped me to work on my self-limiting beliefs. And then having my upline, yes, that have been so supportive and encouraging, and what I need to work on and what's going to make me better. And we have team calls every week as a team, and we're all open and vulnerable and share. And Sonia does a lot of that with us too. So yeah, I mean, I don't have the magic wand. It really is making use of the tools that are provided through Purium.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Let's hear from the field. Tal Kapoor, welcome. Executive on my team. I'm going to shout her out.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you. I've been like glued to the screen. I'm like following every single word you're saying, Michelle. It was really great meeting you on the Sunday after the event, and it was just really beautiful feeling your heart in everything that you do. And just seeing you rise has just been really inspiring. You did mention a little thing there about, you know, even if you've been doing this for a while, if your warm market has sort of fizzled out, you know, just keep trucking along. And yeah, that's exactly where I'm at, right? At least that's where I feel I am. And that might be a limiting belief that I'm having right now, where I just feel like my warm market has dried up. I'm just wondering, I mean, you've been doing this for, you know, a year and a half. Any advice, any tricks that you might have stored up in that brilliant mind of yours on how to either re-engage with the warm market or build a new warm market?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. And it's obviously, as more time goes on, we've talked to more people, and that warm market, let me just say, it's always there for you. And one of the things that is, I think, key is going back to your customers. Customer retention is very, very important. And that's something in the beginning that I didn't do, and I wish that I would have. So send them thank you cards, send them a handwritten thank you note. I just went through my customer list, and anybody that's been a customer for a certain amount of time, a regular customer, sending them a thank you note, and I bought them a water bottle and I shipped it to them as a gift. Some are doing a little Amazon card, some are whatever, but really showing appreciation for the customers that you do have, giving them support. You're presenting yourself as a coach. They need to be coached. This cannot be they purchased and now it's one and done. There needs to be some sort of support that your customers are receiving, and your team helping create that. I'm so grateful. As one person, I can't do all that. And that's where coming together with your team, like right now, Sarah Molina, who is under Christine Roseberry, we're not on the same leg, but what she and Cami Chartier are doing for our team, it's a beautiful thing for education. We have some that are doing wellness series. We have Instagram where we share recipes with customers. We're trying to really create something that people, they don't just make a purchase and then it's one and done. They're becoming a part of something. So customer retention, and that is going to give you referrals. So use your warm market for referrals. Call up those that you have worked with in the past and say, just be transparent. My business is built on sharing and caring and on referrals. Who do you know that doesn't feel good? Who do you know that needs location independence? Who do you know that has some health situation that they're dealing with, or that wants to come at things with a preventative approach? And then create a referral, like a referral business that you have. when you refer someone to me, then I'm going to give you XYZ when they join this journey. And so that has worked brilliantly for me, because some, they just absolutely do not want a part of the business, but they love giving referrals and being a part of my referral program. So your warm market, it's never going to die if you help keep it alive with love and care and attention and asking for referrals. And we are one brand partner away from changing our entire business. So that one referral from this person who referred their cousin, who referred their neighbor, who referred the pest control guy, that could be, your next blue diamond. So keep talking to your warm market, keep posting, keep educating on your social media. And of course, everywhere you go, have your antennas up. Tammy Hauk, perfect example. She was in Nordstrom's 2 weeks ago. She talked to the lady working in Nordstrom, and they exchanged information. And long story short, now she's come to the total transformation call that we have that's about health and business. She's ready. They're meeting. She's ready. She's interested in the health and the business side. This woman working at Nordstrom's. So if it's our passion and we can't keep it in, then no matter where we're at, we're talking to people, and we'll never run out of people.
Woohoo! I'm inspired. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And it was nice meeting you too, Tal. It was so awesome at the Diamond Club. And then after, I met Tal at the restaurant afterwards, and we got to talk for a while. And yeah, it's made, I see Mary Beth Fleming on here, and I loved her before, but now that I got to actually kiss and hug on her, then it's like, oh, she's real, and it's just wonderful. Yeah,
it was awesome. All right, Michelle Ricci, welcome.
Thanks. Hi, ladies. I agree with you. It was nice to squeeze on people and bring that into form. And Michelle, you've always been very kind. I've reached out to you inbox before Diamond Club, but it was just so nice to be at the event, and you're just so open and willing to share team, not team, sideline, whatever. I just love the whole culture of this community. I think it really, I just really want to highlight that. It speaks volumes of what we're doing with each other. I have a kind of a two-part question. You mentioned a referral program, and I've done quite a few things. Do you have something that's kind of like standard for you for a referral program? But really what my question was, is do you have a flow for your day? Like wake up, maybe do personal care, but then do you do follow-ups first or emails? Do you have a structure that you follow for your day or for your week when it comes to your business, so it doesn't just feel like piles of everything all the time?
Okay, so the first question about the referral program, I go back and forth between kind of two things, and everybody can do something, different. A lot of times I will offer a product, and I will give them 3 to choose from.
Okay.
Or I will give them half my commission. So let's say on a ULT, a standard ULT, that's like $60. So then I give them $30. That's my gift, my finder's fee, so to speak.
Okay.
When I first started, it was $20. But then what ended up happening, I had one, I think somebody put it in the chat. I had somebody that gave me so many referrals, and I just was so grateful that, I gave her a little bit more, because what that turned into, it's an investment in your business.
Absolutely.
So just remember that, because, normally when we're starting out a business, it is a massive financial undertaking, and we don't have that here. So I view it that way. Incentives for my teams, I view that way, or for my team, and as well as my referral program. It's an investment back in the business.
Absolutely.
You can get creative with it, with your referral program.
Okay.
And the second, that is something I have really struggled with, Michelle. I'm not a really organized person. So, and I've had a very difficult time creating structure because of the constant emergencies that I was dealing with. So as soon as I would send out my Calendly calendar to my team, then my dad's dying again and I'm in the ICU and I'm there for weeks at a time in the hotel, in and out. And now I'm in the car at 11 o'clock at night, meeting with someone on Hawaii time in the parking lot or whatever I had to do. And I couldn't really have organized structure for the first year in this business. My dad is stable right now. So now I'm starting to really have more of a flow, like you're talking about. The morning times, certain mornings, not every morning, because I'm also a part of a full-time volunteer work that is very near and dear to my heart. And that is a part of my daily schedule. The caregiving, lots of doctor's appointments I'm constantly at with both parents. So I try to, around team calls that we have, to schedule things right before and right after.
Mhm.
So I do a lot of connect calls and strategy calls in clumps. So like in 3 minutes from now, I have a strategy call with someone.
Mhm.
I know I'm already here at my computer, so I'm just going to keep this going.
Mhm.
And then I have other responsibilities this afternoon. So one thing I do, I have lots and lots of journals and books, and I keep them all around, even though a lot of it is duplication, but I have to see visually my day. And every night before I go to sleep, I have to write out and double check. Okay, so tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm doing this. At 10 a.m. I'm doing this. I have to see my responsibilities, and it helps me to be more organized and not put too much, and not just kind of, sometimes you have to say, no,
Yeah.
I can do this time. Don't be at the mercy of people. People need to respect your time. That goes for your team and your customers. So that's something where now when I'm meeting with someone, like let's say a customer, yesterday I had someone, a prospect, and she had asked if I could meet at a certain time. And in the past, I would have moved mountains to do that.
Right.
And I was killing myself. So I've learned to, no, I'm so sorry, I can't, I'm so excited to meet with you, but here are 3 options. Let me know which one works best for you. And she was immediately, oh, this is perfect. I want this option. So that has helped me as well to, this is my schedule, stick with it, and others will respect your time more. And that
Do you,
helps with time blocking.
do you prioritize tasks? Like,
Actually, you know what? We have got to go. It's 11:59
Okay.
and I told Michelle that I would respect her time and I
Okay.
respect our time with Fierce Friday. So
Got it.
thank you so much for your question, Michelle, and for your answers, Michelle Boersma, and what an amazing power hour. Let's give her some love in the chat, everyone. Incredible. Thank you so much. I've got my team Radiance meeting right after this, and I can't wait to just be with them all and love on them, because I'm really feeling the love here. So many blessings to you and your team, Michelle. And yeah, and all the great work that you're doing for this company. We're so happy to have had you here on Fierce Friday. And next week, we are going health focus. It is Ask the Council Health. And so please join us next Friday. And if you're inspired by what you received today, go out there, go live, get on Instagram, go on Facebook, go do the Instagram activism. Take what you've heard today and make it rain. All right. So much love to you all. Bye-bye.